So I came across a tweet where a guy was asking how to know the best university for him to apply to, and I thought to make a video on this. Please keep watching if you have the same question. Please share with your friends. Without further ado, I'll get into the video. So you can't just apply to one school. Applying to one school is just like putting your eggs in one basket. That obviously tells you that that school is right for you. Does that make sense? And with all this that I've shared, I am so sure that you should be able to find the best school suited for you. I subscribe. Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for stopping by. It's good to have you guys back. In this video, I'm going to be addressing the question that I said I saw on Twitter, where the guy was asking for the best universities to apply to, and I thought, okay, this is something I can address in my video. If you're new here, please make sure you subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, I love you. Thank you so much. So without further ado, we get into the video. So you can't just apply to one school. Applying to one school is just like putting your eggs in one basket. I know people say that a lot, but when it comes to applying for scholarships out of your country, you need to apply to several schools in order to spread your risk. Now, why are you doing this? It helps to widen your options. It helps you to even pick a better school in case you have several schools that would give you admission. So the first thing to do, how to find a good school that is best suited for you. Number one, search Google. Search in line of your research interests. If you're, let's say, a biologist and you desire to go to a school in New Zealand, all you need to do is PhD programs in New Zealand, and I'm sure certain things will pop up that will give you direction on what to do next. Another thing you can do is search for all the schools in New Zealand and then search each university by the course you want to study. But I know that can be a little bit hectic, so Google is your friend, and Google can help you streamline the options for the best school that is suited for you. Another thing, going through the route of Google, is you can search through a particular school, and if you see that the school's requirements are requirements you can fulfill, you can then go further to check for the research that they are doing. That is, for example, if I'm a math student, I would go to the website of that school that I'm interested in, and then I would check for the research that is ongoing in that school and see if it is something I would like to do. If indeed it is something I would like to do and I feel like I can meet the requirements of that school, that obviously tells you that that school is right for you. Does that make sense? And so after you've checked the school's requirements and then you've seen professors that do what you like, you can send them an email, and then from there, who knows what will happen. The next thing on my list is, if you're interested in US schools, you can check usnews.com, and that website arranges all the schools in US into tiers. That's the top tier, middle tier, and lower tier, and this helps you to kind of broaden your risk. Usually we tell people, I don't want to say but we tell people that you apply to all the three tiers. That is, the top tiers usually are schools that their requirements are always over the board. They're Ivy League schools. What do you expect? But you still go ahead to apply to such schools because you can't tell the type of applicants they will get that year. Who knows? You might be the best amongst all of them, and the luck might shine on you, and then you get accepted into the Ivy League school. Now, if it's a middle tier school, that's a school that you feel, okay, you have the requirements and you fit in properly to it. Yes, also apply to those schools, because if top tier doesn't give you admission, you definitely know that you would come into a middle tier school that is equally as good as the Ivy League schools, and you get admission and then you apply to a lower tier school just to increase your chances of gaining admission. Lower tier schools are usually schools that your credentials actually exceed their requirements. And why do you need to apply to these schools? Because they are schools that you are sure that you are likely or most likely going to get admission into, and this kind of helps you. The idea is to broaden your options in order to pick the right schools. And so if you gain admission in all 3 schools, definitely you know that if you gain admission in a top tier school, you know that you pick that school, except something tells you not to and you're sure that thing is saying the right thing to you. The last thing is a website which I shared in one of my videos. I don't know if I would have posted it at the time you're watching this. It's on nice scholarship websites for African students, for international students across the globe, and I shared this website, iefr.org. That website, especially if you're interested in coming to school in the US, at the bottom part of the website, once you type in IEFA.org into the search engine, at the bottom part it shows you studying the USA. And like I said, if you want to study in the USA, the column actually gives you an option to search for schools by state or by subject. So if you have a bias for a particular state, let's say you have relatives in Texas and you want Texas to be your home, you can choose to search for schools, all the schools in Texas, and then from there move on to searching for the best school in Texas that fits your course or interest. Or you can, it also has a part where you can search for schools according to subject. So if you search according to subject, then it shows you all the schools in the United States that offers that course, and so you can then search for the scholarship or funding offered in the school of interest. Also, don't forget that you must check the school's requirements to be sure that you can fulfill all this, or you are up to the task for that requirement. And with all this that I've shared, I am so sure that you should be able to find the best school suited for you. I know that searching for an appropriate school can be like throwing a baby into an ocean, but trust me, with this tip, I'm sure you'll find your way. Please, if you found this video insightful and helpful, please do not forget to subscribe, like this video, share, and then subscribe, okay? I'll see you in my next video. Another thing you can do is search for all the schools in. Another thing you can. Oh Jesus.